Hi everyone, this is Karen.
Buongiorno, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of
Facts about Da Vinci, aka Il Florentine.
And the vocabulary words are incomplete.
Incomplete.
As of last month, work on the building was still incomplete.
Foolishness.
Foolishness.
It was Greg's own foolishness that caused him to lose all of his money.
Follower.
Follower.
Peter is a longtime follower of the party leader.
Clay.
Clay.
The locals carry water in clay pots.
Gossip.
Gossip.
Sandra's mom read the latest gossip about her favorite singer while waiting in line.
Instead,
I
was going to take the bus, but it's such a nice day that I decided to walk instead.
So we're still talking about Leonardo da Vinci, Leonardo from Vinci.
That's right. Or sometimes, as his friends would call him, Il Florentine, because he lived near Florence.
Okay.
Florentine is the Italian way to say Florence.
Cool.
Yes.
So they kind of just refer to him as the place where he's from.
Right.
Okay.
And we mentioned that he didn't really complete a lot of his paintings or his artwork, right?
But do you know, even the one that is called, this really, really famous piece, The Last Supper.
Everybody's seen The Last Supper, yeah.
That's right. It's Jesus having a meal with his 12 followers. But what happened to that painting?
Well, I guess that they were like going to put a door on the wall, or they wanted to make a door, and there's a wall there with this painting. So what they did is they just cut part of the painting off, like Jesus' feet got cut off. Can you believe that?
I cannot believe it. I can't believe they did that.
I think at that time, maybe they just thought, it's just a painting from Da Vinci. Who cares, right? Or Il Florentine. But now they didn't know he was going to be so famous. Now we think, how could they do that?
Exactly.
But they needed the door. It was important.
But I think it's kind of interesting how we learn so many fun facts about Leonardo da Vinci that we didn't know before.
And there's even more, so read on.
That's right.
Go.
Let's learn more about this amazing artist.
Facts about Da Vinci, aka Il Florentine.
However, some of Leonardo's works are incomplete, not because of his tendency to lose focus, but because of other people's foolishness. Take his beautiful wall painting, The Last Supper, for example. Painted on the dining room wall of a convent in Milan, Italy, the work shows Jesus having a meal with his 12 followers. Jesus, however, is missing some important body parts. In 1652, while putting a door into the dining room wall, builders cut through the bottom part of the painting, removing Jesus' feet in the process.
Today's lesson is called Facts about Da Vinci, aka Il Florentine. Part 2. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike, and yes, we're learning about Leonardo da Vinci, of course, or known to his friends maybe as just Leonardo or Il Florentine, the guy from Florence, because Leonardo lived and worked around there a long time. We're learning some interesting facts about his very amazing life, and not just about the art that he produced. At the end of your article for yesterday, the last thing we learned was that he didn't work very hard. He had many interests, so many of his paintings remained unfinished. In fact, only 15 finished paintings of his are known to exist today, so not a big producer.
He was not prolific as a painter, but as a thinker, he was definitely prolific. Problem was though, when he started something like a painting, he was easily distracted and wouldn't finish things. But he was definitely brilliant. But yes, however, some of Leonardo's works are incomplete. He just didn't finish them. And this is not because of his tendency to lose focus, but because of other people's foolishness. So sometimes he did lose focus. Sometimes he didn't complete things because of that. Other times, though, these works are incomplete because of other people being silly. Anyways, here we've got the word incomplete to talk about. Here it's being used as an adjective. If something is incomplete, it's not finished, it's not done. For example, as of last month, work on the building was still incomplete.
All right, so it's not 100% finished. They still have work to do to get to the end of the job. All right, so we also learned that sometimes Leonardo didn't left his paintings incomplete, but other times he was sort of sabotaged. He was given problems. He was stopped from finishing the paintings by other people's foolishness. What is foolishness? As you said, by silliness, by doing silly, stupid, unthoughtful, uncareful sort of things. If you exhibit foolishness in your life, you're always causing trouble to other people, you're not thinking straight, you're being forgetful, you're being irresponsible, or you're just not thinking about what your actions will do, what problems you will cause. It was Greg's own foolishness that caused him to lose all of his money. It wasn't stolen, it wasn't taken away from him in some way. He lost it by gambling, by spending it all on silly stuff, by investing in bad businesses. He was the person, his silly actions and bad decisions made him lose his money.
He sounds like a real fool.
Yeah.
You can be a fool if you are foolish.
Of course.
If you have foolishness. Anyways, incomplete paintings. Take The Last Supper, which was completed, but now a piece is missing. Take his beautiful wall painting, The Last Supper, for example. It now features a door. I don't think Da Vinci put the door in the painting.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Painted on the dining room wall of a convent in Milan, Italy, the work shows Jesus having a meal with his 12 followers. This is the famous scene, Jesus in the center, his followers on the side as he tells them his big news that one of them will betray him. It's a very famous painting. And actually, yes, you won't find it in an art gallery anywhere. You'll find it in a convent, a place, a big home, a big place where nuns will live. So it's basically part of a church, and it shows Jesus with his followers. And yeah, it's painted just on a wall of the dining room there.
Yeah, 12 people followed Jesus around. They learned from him. They became his disciples or his apostles. By the way, if you are a follower, you follow someone around. It might be literally, or you might follow that person on the internet. Let's say you read what they write, you watch their YouTube videos, so on and so forth. You're kind of like a fan, but you're a little bit more serious about things. For example, Peter is a longtime follower of the party leader. So yes, he's a fan, he likes this party leader, but it goes a bit further. Now, it says here, The Last Supper, it's incomplete. It's not Leonardo da Vinci's fault, though. More on that. Jesus, it says, however, is missing some important body parts, and they've been replaced by a door.
Oh, okay. So when Leonardo finished the painting, it was all fine, but then later on, someone decided to change the room, and they damaged the painting, leaving it incomplete. And Jesus missing body parts, that's not nice. In 1652, so this is like 100 years later around, while putting a door into the dining room wall, builders cut through the bottom part of the painting, removing Jesus's feet in the process. What were these guys thinking?
Not Leonardo's fault.
No, not Leonardo's fault. Maybe not the workman's fault. Of course, Leonardo wasn't, of course, as famous back then. But still, to say, yeah, there's a wall here, we'd like to put a door through so you can get out of the room faster, but there's a painting on the wall. Let's just knock down part of the painting, rip it apart so we can put in a door. I'm not sure that was the best idea.
Did we just cut off Jesus's feet?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
It's Jesus's feet. It's not just anyone's feet.
Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back soon.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课文读到，达文西并不是一位多产的艺术家，不过他有一些作品之所以未完成，并不是因为他常常分心，而是因为他人的愚蠢所造成的，是被蓄意破坏的。我们先来看两个单字 ，incomplete。incomplete 它是形容未完成的、不完整的。那么 foolishness foolishness 它是指愚蠢、愚笨，是名词。那老师们刚刚用到几个单字可以学起来，第一个是 prolific。prolific 可以用来形容多产的、作品丰富的，或是富于创造力的。还有用到 distract，distract 可以表达使什么分心、转移注意力。还有用到 sabotage，sabotage，它是动词，表示蓄意破坏或是故意损坏。好，那么课文就提到说，最后的晚餐这个作品啊，是画在意大利米兰一间女修道院的餐厅墙上。那么在1652年，建筑工人把一扇门装到餐厅墙上的时候，割穿了画的底部。那么过程中，耶稣的双脚就被移除了。Mike 老师刚刚特别用到片语动词 rip apart， 可以表达说把什么扯破、撕开，变成碎片，或是把什么弄得凌乱不堪。那么其中的动词 rip， 它是拼作 rip， 它具有撕破的意思。好，这边还有一个单字 follower， 在 follow 后面加 er 会变成追随者或是信徒。那要表达耶稣的门徒，我们常常用到 disciple 或是 apostle 这两个字。disciple 它是拼作 disciple， 它可以表达门徒、信徒或是追随者。那么 apostle 是拼作 apostle， 它是表达说耶稣基督的12门徒的其中一位。好，那么老师们有聊到最后的晚餐是一个很知名的场景，耶稣跟他的12名门徒正在用餐，那耶稣就告诉他们说，他们其中有一个人将会背叛他。这边补充一下，背叛的英文是 betray， B-E-T-R-A-Y， betray 就是背叛。接回到课文中。
Facts about Da Vinci, aka Il Florentine.By
far the saddest story about Leonardo's work is that of Leonardo's horse, which was meant to be a huge statue of the Duke of Milan's father on horseback. Leonardo worked for nearly 17 years on the design and clay model, but before it could be completed, it was shot to pieces in 1499 by French soldiers attacking Milan.
Okay, so we just learned a sad story. Jesus' feet got cut off of the Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. It wasn't da Vinci's fault. Someone just wanted to put a door in the middle of that painting. What a sad story. But by far the saddest story about Leonardo's work is that of Leonardo's horse, which was meant to be a huge statue of the Duke of Milan's father on horseback.
Okay, a pretty standard thing. Go to any European city, you'll see a big horse statue with some general or king or someone sitting on the back of it. This is fairly normal. I think this one was extra big, but
yes.
You know, it was just the Duke of Milan sitting on a horse. No problem. Leonardo can handle that. Well, it was really, really big, apparently, or he didn't work on it too hard, because Leonardo worked for nearly 17 years on the design and clay model. Now, I joke. These days, of course, we could use computers to do all the hard work. They had to do it by hand back then, but still, 17 years to work on the design and the clay model? This is before he's even started to make the statue itself, because, of course, first you have to design it. You have to come up with the basic shape. You draw it, and then you have to kind of work with some smaller models and whatnot. And once you've got the design, the basic look, you can then start to work on the full-size thing, and a clay model will help you get a few steps closer to being finished, because the model gives you the rough idea. But here, he wasn't making it out of stone or metal or anything. This is a model, just sort of a test statue, so he used clay. What is clay? Clay is basically a thick mud that we use as a building material, all right? You take some dirt, special kind of dirt that sticks together really well, mix it with water, and then you can use this stuff to mold things. Of course, we use clay today? In an art class, you might have made a pot or a cup or something like that out of clay, and we can also use it to make statues and other types of works of art. But basically, it's kind of like mud. It's sticky, it's dirty, but it holds together really well. Once it dries, it becomes nice and hard, and there you go. You're working with clay. For example, the locals carry water in clay pots. Yeah, back then, bowls, amphorae.
You mean
vases, all made of pottery, all of that stuff. Clay is your basic material.
Anyways, Leonardo, he spent 17 years working on this.
Long time.
But before it could be completed, it was shot to pieces in 1499 by French soldiers attacking Milan.
Mon Dieu.
Bye-bye 17 years of hard work. Gosh, what a sad story.
And guns back then didn't shoot very fast, so they'd have to shoot, reload the guns, shoot it again. Those French soldiers, boo!
Boo, French soldiers. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back after this.
好，达文西的作品当中最悲惨的故事就是里奥纳多的马。那本来应该是米兰公爵的父亲骑在马背上的一座巨大雕像，感觉很威风诶。那么达文西在设计还有陶土模型上面花了将近17年，但是却在完成之前被攻击米兰的法国士兵射成了碎片。哇，天啊，只能帮他写个惨字。我们先来看单字 clay。clay 表示粘土或是陶土。老师们刚刚提到 mold，mold 当动词，它表示形塑、打造或者是制模。还有提到 pottery，pottery 表示陶器。还有 amphora。amphora 是古代用来装油或是装酒那种陶瓷做的双耳瓶。好，那这边还有3个重点。第一个 by far 它表示显然或是在很大的程度上，常常跟最高级连用来表达说显然最怎么样怎么样的。例如This is by far the best restaurant in town. 这显然是城里最棒的餐厅。好，第二个重点是比较同类型的事物时，可以用指示代名词来取代前面提过的事物。单数的话是用 that， 复数的话用 those。例如 ，The price of gold is higher than that of silver. 金价比银价还要高。那这时候句子里面的 that 是用来取代前面所提过的 the price。好，第3个重点，动词 mean 可以指打算怎么样，意图要怎么样。动词3态是 mean、meant。我们常常用被动句型 be meant to 加原形动词来表达说用意是什么，目的是要做什么。例如 Helmets are meant to provide protection。安全帽是用来提供保护用的。那么另外 be meant to 加原形动词也可以表达说应该要怎么样，本来应该是怎么样的。那么这个用法当中 be 动词常常会用过去式。例如 The meeting was meant to take place this Tuesday。那场会议啊，本来应该是在这个礼拜2举行的。好，接回到课文中。
Facts about Da Vinci, aka Il Florentine.
As you can see, there's a lot more to Leonardo's life and works than you might at first have been aware of. The next time you're looking up some celebrity gossip, how about digging up some little-known knowledge about this Italian master instead?
Okay, folks, let's go ahead and wrap up our lesson on Leonardo da Vinci. As you can see, there's a lot more to Leonardo's life and works than you might at first have been aware of. There is definitely more than meets the eye.
That's absolutely right. And this is good advice to us, not just for looking back at people from long ago, but even famous people today. So the next time you're looking up some celebrity gossip, how about digging up some little-known knowledge about this Italian master instead? That's right. Stars today, we know everything about them. They go to the beach, they put pictures up, they get their hair done, they give you a new selfie. So instead of learning about the latest celebrity gossip about today's celebrities, get some gossip about one of the Italian masters. It's probably going to be even more interesting than you could possibly imagine.
More interesting than gossip about Kanye and Kim?
Yeah,
I doubt it.
I'm guessing at least as interesting.
Anyways, here we do have the word gossip. It's being used as a noun when you're talking about gossip. You're talking about rumors going around. People are telling stories about other people. Are they true? Probably not. That's when they're gossiping. You can use that word as a verb, but here we're using it as a noun. Celebrity gossip. Rumors about these celebrities going around. Kim did this, Kanye did this, Miley did this, Billie Eilish did that. These would all be rumors. Pieces of information making the rounds, and they're probably not true. Anyways, for example, Sandra's mom read the latest gossip about her favorite singer while waiting in line. She was reading about Taylor Swift.
Oh,
new boyfriend.
New boyfriend? Really?
Another new one, yeah.
Oh my gosh, very interesting. So instead of that, check out some gossip about people from long in the past. You'll learn something, and as we said, it'll be at least as interesting as the gossip about celebrities today. So do one thing in the place of the other thing. That's how we use this adverb instead. All right, so you're talking about options, an A option and a B option, and you're kind of saying, I'm not going to do A, I'm going to do B in its place instead of that one. So it's really just a switch from one to the other. For example, I was going to take the bus, but it's such a nice day that I decided to walk instead. If it was a rainy day, you might say I was going to take the bus, but it's raining, so I decided to take a taxi instead, right? So you've got to go somewhere. You had an A option, but you went with B instead, in the place of A.
Okay, that's it for our article. Now we've got the what do you think question to ask and answer. Mike, which of the facts about Leonardo da Vinci is most interesting to you and why?
Well, I knew that he didn't work a lot or didn't work quickly, but I never knew that only, 15 paintings of his still survive. So I feel that it would be quite an interesting thing to put together a little European tour and maybe try to see all of them in one trip. There's only 15. It can't be that hard.
It probably is.
Oh, really? Some rich guy probably owns some of them.
They're probably involved somewhere. And
think I could knock on their door and they let me in just to look at it?
You want to? If you want to give that a try, I'm probably just gonna Google Leonardo da Vinci images
instead.
Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to say bye-bye. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
看了这2天的课文，同学们有没有觉得达文西的生平很有趣呢？其实关于里奥纳多·达文西的生平还有作品，还有很多很多你可能不知道的事。下次你要上网查名人的八卦消息时，不如改查这位天才艺术家吧。好，那么单字 gossip 可以当名词表达闲话八卦，是当不可数名词，它也可以当动词来指闲聊讲八卦。还有 instead 这个副词呢，是指作为替代或是反而怎么样怎么样。好，我们最后来看一个文法重点是这个句型 There's more to something or somebody than 怎么样怎么样，是说某人或某事物不只是什么什么而已，它常常用来强调某事物它有深藏不露的特质，或是某人有更多的内涵啊、能力等等。more 的前方还可以加入修饰字词来加强语气，像你可以用 much more、so much more、a lot more、far more 等等。例如There's so much more to him than his good looks. 他并不是只有长得好看而已。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
各位同学，大家好，我是季安老师。我们来看一下今天的简短对话。Alright， 不同的题型，聆听的重点也不同。来，我们看一下第2种了哈。我们之前看了这个主旨题，对不对？那再来呢，建议应该要怎么做 ？OK， 这个会落在哪个地方呢？嘿嘿，落在后半部。OK， 为什么会落在后半部呢？你看一下这种题目啊，他说 What does 什么什么 plan to do? What will 什么什么 do next? 好，那谁请求某个人做什么什么事情？通常这个东西，通常我不能说死哦。通常呢，就是他们在讨论一件事情， 那讨论完之后说 OK 好，那我建议你做什么什么事情。有时候是这样，就是抱怨说啊，我这个冷气机常常坏掉啊，修都修不好。然后另外一个人说啊，你有没有检查什么啊？你有没有检查滤网啊？滤网卡太多的话会怎么样怎么样哦？然后说有啊有啊，我有检查滤网啊。那我们叫公司的人来修好了，像这样，就是会有这样一来一往哦，就是这个提出建议都是在比较后面的地方 ，OK， 所以呢你要特别注意它会在后半部 ，alright， 所以呢这个是帮助大家去定位，你在听的时候，耳朵什么时候要像樱木花道这样突然变大 ，OK， 好，那比较常考的这个题目长的就是这个样子哦。好，那有什么特别要注意的吗？你要特别注意，就是说，他如果 What does the man suggest， 或者是 What does the woman suggest the man？OK， 看谁建议谁啊。如果呢，你题目看到是男生建议女生要做什么事情，那你就要特别去留意男生提议什么。OK， 那答案呢，通常这选项是动词片语。OK， 动词片语像这个 visit another store，arrange a different flight，cancel the appointment， 这个答案选项通常是这个动词片语，因为他问你要做什么事情嘛，对不对 ？OK， 好，那我们来看一下这一题。What does the man ask the woman to do？ 他请求他做什么事情 ？OK， 那你看这边4个 A、B、C、D 这4个选项是不是全部都是动词片语呢？就是这样好 ，A pass him a coat， 拿外套给他，拿大衣给他。B 呢 give him a painting tool， 给他这个粉刷的工具。C do a messy job， 要去做这个乱七八糟的工作，就是很杂乱的。最后呢 D pick up her father， 去接他的父亲，到底是哪一个呢？男生叫女生去接他父亲。
Thank you for helping me with this messy job.
No problem at all. I actually enjoy painting houses. Could you pass me the roller? I think we can start painting the second coat now.
Can you pass me the roller?
Here you
听到这边应该答案就出来了
go.
嘛
Wow, this house sure looks different with light blue walls and red window frames. I'm sure my father will love it once he sees it tomorrow.
It will be like living in a whole new house.
Question. What does the man ask the woman to do?
OK， 所以听到后段，所以发现说这个跟答案都没有关系了所以呢，答案是哪一个嘞 ？Give him a painting tool。你有没有听到这边Could you pass me the roller？ 你可不可以把滚筒给我呢？这个 roller 就是那个粉刷的时候可以沾油漆，然后在墙上这样滚。OK， 好，那另外我们之前有讲过嘛，通常这个答案呢会用这个同义词代换的方式呈现嘛。Alright， 所以你看到这边它讲的是 pass me the roller， 可是呢答案里面出现什么？Give him a painting tool， 他这边不是说 give him a roller， 并没有这样讲，对不对？好，另外我们来反推你看 do a messy job， 这边是不是有一模一样的 messy job 这两个字 messy job，OK？ 那对话里面 Thank you for helping me with this messy job， 是不是有一模一样的单字？好，所以通常我们不能说死，通常它就不会是答案 ，OK？ 这一点你记得 ，OK？好，以上是我们今天的课程内容。我是建安老师，我们下堂课见，拜拜。
See you next time.